Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Well, let's crack on with today's first story, which comes from a throwaway account and says, my girlfriend wants me to sleep with her twin sister. So I, 23 male, am in this very bizarre situation right now. I've been dating this amazing girl, 22 female, for a little over 2 years, and it's been an absolute blast. She's attractive, cheerful, kind, supportive. We have a great relationship. She also happens to have an identical twin that they are pretty close. They've been staying together here since they started university. They go to different universities though. They're a bit different personality-wise, but the twin is also a very kind girl and we get along pretty well. Naturally, we all hang out together very often, and I'm pretty comfortable with both of them. I think of her twin as my own sister in a way. Anyway, the twin was dating this guy, 30 male, for almost a year. I never particularly liked him. I thought he was an arrogant prick, but I tolerated him when we all hung out together for drinks once in a while. Well, turns out I was correct. He was cheating on her with his ex and they eventually broke up. This was 6 months ago. Needless to say that the girl was devastated. She took it very hard. She became kinda depressed and her self-esteem and self-worth weren't doing that great. The fact that it was her first relationship didn't help either, I guess. She started not wanting to go out that much. We tried to do our best to drag her out, of course, to see and meet new people, and why not even hook up with someone. I even tried to set her up with one of my friends, who was single at the time and honestly a great guy overall, but no bueno. And it's not only us. Her own friends also tried to help her, but she just won't cooperate. She says she wants to meet nice guys, yet she is always bitchy and whiny about it, never liking anyone. She keeps comparing them to that prick. Simultaneously, she keeps whining and saying she's not pretty enough and other crap like that, which is not even remotely true. But no matter how many times we tell her, she just won't believe it. Now, I know she is feeling pretty down about the whole thing, and I understand that and don't hate her, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't find it annoying, because it started affecting our relationship. My girlfriend always worries about her and tries to help her a little too much. They proceed to fight and then my girlfriend takes it out on me, and we're not even at the good part yet. So, yesterday my girlfriend was staying at my place. We had sex and afterwards we were lying down talking, usual stuff, until she says she wants to ask me for a big favor. And I'm like, sure. Then proceeds to tell me she'd like me to have sex with her sister. At first, like any sane man, I thought that either she was joking or that I fell asleep and I was dreaming and I was starring in one of those porn movies with twins. Sadly, she wasn't joking at all and I was wide awake. She probably realized I had a what the fuck look on my face and then proceeded to rationalize it. She told me that her twin already had a slight crush on me and at the moment I'm probably the only guy that she trusts. She said she thinks it will greatly improve her sister's self-esteem and mood. She told me she already talked about it with her twin and the twin was okay with it. She reassured me multiple times that she won't get mad about it and she won't even be present. She could just stay at my place while I go to theirs and do the deed. It will only be one time and I could just pretend her sister was her, she said. Hell, I don't even have to take the whole thing seriously. I just need to have sex with her sister and then hold her tightly for a bit so that she feels wanted and desired and crap like that. She was practically begging me to bang her sister. Meanwhile, I was standing there listening to her without being able to utter a word. That's how surprised I was. In the end, I said, I'll think about it for a bit and I left it at that. Couldn't fucking sleep that night. That was yesterday. Today, I'm kind of avoiding my girlfriend. We text a bit and thank God she hasn't mentioned anything about it yet. I am freaking out. Twin threesome jokes aside, I don't think this is normal. She was talking about it like it was nothing. The sex itself is probably not such a big deal for me. I mean, they look almost exactly the same and I'm pretty comfortable with her twin. But I think if I accept it, it can potentially ruin our relationship. She says she won't get mad, but I heavily doubt it. And I also heavily doubt it will help her sister, unless something suspicious is going on that I am not aware of. Also, I'm fearing that if I have sex with a twin, not only things might get really awkward between the three of us, but the twin might later get jealous and start sabotaging our relationship. My girlfriend was pretty serious about the whole thing though. She looked like she was really wanting me to do it. I'm having some really dark thoughts right now. Perhaps the twin is manipulating her and is taking advantage of my girlfriend and me. Perhaps my girlfriend is weirder than usual. I feel guilty having such thoughts for two girls I hold in high regard. Oh man, I have fucking no clue what to do. I'm thinking of suggesting that we get her to therapy to feel better or something. I've talked about this with two of my friends, but the fuckers just won't take the situation seriously. I'm getting paranoid at this point, but I just don't want to ruin this nice thing I have with my girlfriend. That is all. Now, I'll just start off with saying, this is always going to be a bad idea. It's going to affect your relationship. Well, it's going to affect all the relationships within the story, isn't it? There's just so many things that could happen. Your girlfriend would get jealous, maybe resent you. The sister might actually attach herself to you. You may get feelings for the sister. Who knows? At first, when I was coming to this and I saw the title, we've covered a lot of stories in the past where people are testing each other in relationships. So they're saying, oh, you can sleep with my friend. And when they go, oh, okay. You go, ha, I gotcha. This was a test. But anyway, some of the comments say, Graphite T-shirt says, yeah, definitely do not do this. It'll not only change your relationship with your girlfriend, it'll change her relationship with her sister. Forever. Maybe it'll only change it slightly, but even that could be the end of things for you. The sister could catch feelings, the girlfriend could change her mind and end up jealous. You could catch feelings for the sister. Anything could happen, and almost none of it is good for you. And honestly, it's a little demeaning to you. Are you some sort of dick rental service? Here's what you do. You sit them both down and say, I care very much about you both, and I know how much you mean to each other. I would never dream of coming between you. Phrasing, so I don't think this is a good idea. Sister, you are attractive and worthy of love. You got hurt and that's not your fault. Girlfriend and I are going to be here for you, and someday soon you're going to find someone who deserves you. Then give them both a big hug and go bang their mum. Oh man, Reddit. Opie did respond to that and says, I'll sit down and talk with my girlfriend, sure. I'm not that brave and bold yet to sit them both down and talk to them simultaneously. I'll leave the sister talk for my girlfriend to figure out. That'll probably be the most uncomfortable I'll ever be, facing both and talking about the situation. Man, even imagining it makes me want to run. You wouldn't even believe how many times we already told her that she's attractive and worthy of love. She can easily get a decent looking man if she was actually willing. Hell, the guy I set her up with really liked her, and I also consider him to be more attractive and generally nicer than me. Her excuse was that her prick ex made her feel like she knew him for years when they met, and this new guy just doesn't do it. Next commenter says, off the bat, holy fuck man, I'm so sorry you've been put in this situation. I frankly find it unacceptable for your girlfriend to ask that of you. If anyone should feel guilty here, it's not you. I can understand trying to help her sister, but that is really warped way to go about it. Her sister, from what you described, needs therapy and counseling for her self-esteem issues. I feel without that, it will only worsen. I believe your girlfriend would also benefit from some mental guidance. It speaks volumes. The rationale for solving your sister's issues is for you to sleep with her. Opie says, my thoughts exactly. We'll have to confront my girlfriend tomorrow about this, whether I want it or not. But honestly, I have no clue what is going on inside her head, or her sister's at this point. I've even gone as far as thinking that the twin might be manipulating her or something. Back in the real world says, sounds like a great way to become single. Whatever your girlfriend says this would do for her sister, it won't. Her sister will still know you belong to your girlfriend, that the sex is meaningless, that you are holding her because you were asked to, and she will know her sister asked you to do it, so it is some kind of pity job. And even if you are actually in a non-exclusive relationship with established rules and agreed upon limitations, this shit will definitely come up in every argument you have from that point on. If her twin is having trouble dealing with memories of the ex, comparing them to potential dates, and generally in a funk, they probably just are not ready to be dating again. And one more comment which says, honestly OP, if you're not okay with it, then I'd say so. You might want to think out your feelings on this one and why you are not comfortable. I understand your girlfriend's reasoning here. Something along the lines of, well, she looks like me, so it's not that weird, which makes me wonder if they've done this situation before or not. The whole thing is, sex is sex, but she wants you to also provide emotional connection after, and it sounds like you're running the risk of having a giant fuck show develop. Some people might handle the situation differently. After all, sex is sex, and weirder situations have happened. It seems like how they're broaching it is that your relationship with a girlfriend is a surefire fix to the sister's predicament. Anyway man, be honest, and if you're willing, cool. If not, cool. But OP did update the post and says, I read and skimmed through most of your comments, guys. Anyway, here's a brief update. So I met with my girlfriend earlier today and it went pretty good, I think. We met and talked. She brought it up. Turns out she was feeling like shit the whole time yesterday, deeply ashamed and terrified. She started crying, saying she was regretting it all day, and she is now 100% sure she doesn't want to share me with anyone. She doesn't even want to imagine me being inside another woman, and was terrified that if I said yes, then she wouldn't be able to do anything to stop it since she suggested it. She mentioned that she is deeply sorry and is now afraid that I think she is not normal, and I am going to leave her and stuff. I reassured her that I love her and I think she is perfectly normal and I'm not intending to leave her or anything like that. Once things calmed down a bit, we talked about what prompted it. Apparently she and her sister talk an awfully fucking lot about sex and relationships and are very open about it, which in turn means they are talking about our relationship and me a lot. According to my girlfriend, the sister has fantasized quite a few times about me, how I'd look naked or when having sex, but my girlfriend never thought anything of it, since it wasn't particularly serious, as in, I'm still your boyfriend. And to be fair, throughout the relationship, I never once got the impression that the sister was hitting on me at any point or doing something looking to escalate things. My girlfriend admitted she was actually flattered her sister found me attractive and desirable. Things got more intense this last month though, and the sister was way more vocal about it. My girlfriend eventually started entertaining the idea of me getting intimate with her sister. Not in it's hot kind of way, but more of a wanting to share something I greatly treasure kind of way, as per her words. They talked about it and the sister was very on board with it. That's pretty much it. We are both meeting the sister in the evening to clear things up. Hopefully things go back to the way they were. I mean, it's not like anything bad has actually happened. Oh dear. Now, I personally can't see things going back to the way they were before because the topic has been opened. It's out there now. You know a lot more information than you did before about the way this twin thinks about you. And still, all the way through, my inner Admiral Akbar was going, it's a trap! But what do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from Acid Washed Jean and says, I can't lie. I told my fiance I don't want to sleep with her as much now that she is pregnant. I want to start off by saying that I do not understand lying. Like the skill needed to know when to lie or know how to tell good lies is lost on me. Since I was a kid, I have been very honest and I can probably count on one hand the times I've lied to others. It's just not something I'm good at. This especially becomes an issue when it comes to tactfulness. My partner has on multiple occasions cut me off when speaking to others when she knows I'll say something bad. It's just not a thing I'm good at. My fiance is 7 months pregnant. We are both very excited to be parents. The pregnancy has put a strain on certain aspects of our relationship, primarily sexually. We used to have sex at least thrice a week. Thrice. Since she's begun showing, we've gone down to maybe once every other week. I'm not overly bothered by it, and I thought she wasn't either. I rationalized the decrease to her being more tired now that she's growing a person in her and things becoming more sensitive. So it turns out that this wasn't the case. She recently told me that she wants to have sex more than we used to before pregnancy. I've done my best to oblige, but we haven't been doing it as much as she wants, and now it's clearly on me. Yesterday, I rejected her advances and she got upset and told me that she doesn't feel beautiful anymore since I won't touch her. I told her that I still, of course, think she's beautiful. She then asked me if I thought she was still sexy. I told her that she was indeed sexy. But then she asked me if I want to get physical with her less now that she's pregnant. So as the title implies, I did tell her that I did not want to have sex with her as much now, but I assumed this was a normal feeling. Pregnant women are built for function. What the fuck? Why would you say this? So I told her that I found her more sexually attractive before she was pregnant. She cries and calls me every name she can think of, gets out of bed and throws some clothes on and goes to her parents' place. She's now returning my texts or calls. I want to apologize and assure her that it's not her fault and how she looks has no bearing on my love for her. Holy way with words, Batman. You're in a bit of a pickle. Zealous Ideal says, for the love of God, Do not assure her that it's not her fault on how she looks and has no bearing on my love for her. Just don't. Three Lizards replies to that and says, do not tell her pregnant women are built for function. Jesus Christ, that's fucking brutal. That's your whole ass wife making you a whole ass baby. She's not built for function. Fuck. Glockenbach says, built for function really did it for me. What the fuck, OP? What do you even mean by that? Sounds like you're describing a multivan. A commenter says, well, you screwed up, unfortunately, and I can promise you that will stick with her. When she's given birth, her body will still never be quite the same, and it'll stick in her mind as to what version of her you preferred. I say this because, as a woman, I know how hard it is to go through pregnancy and have the body you used to feel good in feel completely different and look completely different. And coming out the other side with a C-section scar, etc., nothing quite looks as it did. And that's okay in a, you made a beautiful person, look how amazing they are, and you grew them sort of way. But everyone wants to feel sexy and wanted. If my partner rejected me and said that he felt more sexually attracted to me pre-pregnancy, it would have absolutely devastated me. It's fine to not want sex, that's your right, and no one can force you. Equally, don't hurt her feelings because right now, she can't do anything about being pregnant and her body is changing. So may not reach your standard again, and she will know. Hyper Ballad says, the problem here isn't that you don't know how to lie, but that you lack empathy for everything your fiancé is experiencing, and you aren't even trying to be more mindful of the impact your words have during a time she is very hormonal, emotional, and likely overwhelmed with all her body changes. Even though you acknowledge that you're a tactless person, hope you see this as an opportunity to learn to be more considerate of your partner. Someone suggests that OP's on the spectrum, to which OP replied and says, I've been tested multiple times for autism. My specialist is moving away from autism and is looking at other personality disorders. English is not my second language, but it is my fiance's second language. Her native language is French, and we speak mostly in English. The conversation was part French, part English. OP did update the post and says, so I want to start off clarifying some things. I'm not going to try and defend myself as I was clearly in the wrong. First, I want to clarify on the part where I said pregnant women are built for function. That is not something I said to her. I also think what I was saying was misunderstood, and people drew the wrong meaning from it. I worded it badly, and I want to make it clear. I do not think that a woman's function is to get pregnant. I worded my point badly. Second, I'm pretty sure I'm not autistic. Over the last few years, I've been tested a few times, and each time it determined that my neurological condition most likely isn't autism. It is likely something else, and my specialist is looking more towards personality disorders. I'm going to start evaluation for NPD soon. Last, I want to make it clear that I'm not unattracted to her. I still do find her beautiful and will always think she is beautiful. Last night I went to her parents' house and begged her mum to speak to her, just so I could apologize for hurting her. My fiancé decided to hear me out, and I expressed how sorry I was for my actions and my words and not making her feel as beautiful as she truly is. I told her that if she wanted to take time away from me, I would understand, but I just wanted to make it clear how sorry I was. She says she wanted to come home that night. When we got back home, she rightfully gave me shit and told me that she'd never forget what I said to her. She told me that I needed to work on this problem and that I cannot be the way I am when we are married or when our baby is old enough to understand what I say to him. I understood that. I told her that I'm going to start working with my therapist more on my social skills. I don't want to hurt her like I did, or hurt our child like I did her ever again. OP comments further on the misunderstanding and says, okay, I was speaking from a biological perspective. The point I was trying to convey was that, now that she's pregnant, her body is essentially going from normal maintenance to devoting all its energy and resources it can find to growing our baby at the expense of pretty much everything else. As a result, her body is going to change to fit that, which I don't think is a crazy thing to say about a pregnant body. As a result, there are going to be changes to her body that are made to be less about how she wants to look and more about what is good for the baby. When I was saying that pregnant women are built for function, I was trying to say that pregnant women's bodies can change to suit the baby, not necessarily the mother. I mean, the baby is taking calcium from the mother to develop their own bones, draining vitamins from the mother's diet, and pressing down on her bladder to make room. I was not trying to say that now my fiance's purpose was to make babies. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. if you have a moment of your time, of course. And just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you for being a part of it. Truly, you're absolutely amazing. Never forget that. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.